So they have goats here, and this is like the greatest thing ever. Oh, they're all coming here. Oh my goodness. Chat's laughing at us. Hey everybody, Arnaldo Offerman, Master School Dances and for schools only. So we are, well, I'm right now driving. Everybody's just meeting me there because it's in Lakeland, where most of the people live. We're going to George Jenkins 2018 homecoming. Super stoked about this. First of all, a lot of my friends back in the day went to George Jenkins. I've been wanting to work with this school for a while. They were really not happy with that last DJ. They said he was absolutely awful. So the lunch jams and everything else has really helped supersede their ticket sales expectations. So yay for that. So what happened is yesterday we did the glow in the dark pep rally. We went ahead and set up the entire lighting system. So I figured I can just leave it there, no problem. But turns out we had to move the thing because the tarps and all that. No big deal. So we literally have 4 or 5 people lift the truss and we walked it all over and it was perfect. But either way, the setup is pretty much done. We just got to do the pipe and drape. What's really cool is we got the white pipe and drape as a backdrop. We're gonna put some of the American DJ Eco UV lights as uplighting to really make that drape glow. Then down the hallway, we're gonna do black drape, and I sold the students custom long strips of PVC confetti, but they're cut in long strips. They're like a foot long, 2 inches wide, and they're basically hanging them almost like on a string. And that's gonna hang from one side of the drape to the other. We're gonna hit it with some black lights. We're gonna be using the ADJ UV cannons and just give it that pop. It's gonna be so great. Really excited about that. So yeah. It's gonna be a great event. The pep rally went absolutely awesome. I mean, it was the biggest pep rally that Polk County has ever seen. It was just insane as far as we had the 4 lasers, just massive lighting. We had the elation snipers. So we got the same show, plus we're adding the warlock, so we're pretty stoked about that. So this is it. Another gig log as part of the For Schools Only Wild for the Night tour here on Gear It First. So as you can see, most of the stuff has already been set up from the pep rally before. I cranked the lighting back down because I want to re-aim some things in there. We've got this part blacked out because of the lasers. I want to show you real quick what we're doing in the hallway here. We provided these neon PVC strips. You can see them over there, and you'll see them later, but we're going to black out this entire area with black pipe and drape. And then we have our UV cans going to shoot there. And all those little PVC strips the students put together there for us. We brought the PVC, they threaded it through. Now we're gonna hang it off the pipe and drape. This is gonna look phenomenal in here. So Chad is working on the pipe and drape over here. Amy and Justin are gonna work in the back. Let's take a look at the light show real quick, see what we've got here. For the floods, we have our ADJ Dots Matrix. We have 4 snipers. We've got the warlock. Let's take a look at the top. We've got the UV cannons on each side, plus 4 Mercury, Mobeat Mirages. Now in the center, we've got the Global Truss Mod T right here. And what I did is I have a half coupler. It's got the bolt in the coupler. And the Mobeat Mercury is here. And we have the disco scan lens in the front. Now what effect is that going to give us? We're going to have some really, really sharp laser beams all the way just shooting straight out. And then we've got this disco scan that can do pretty much a full 180 on here. Of course, we're not going to hit the crowd, but it's going to go, I don't want to call it dangerously low, but it is going to go lower than the regular lasers, where it's going to look like they're going below the legal limit, but it's not. And then it's going to go all the way up to the top. Why? Because I just want to create some hot beams with this one and just have the beams splatter everywhere. Whereas these are going to be focused as pure eye candy for the crowd. So it's going to give a 3-dimensional type of effect. And they are all daisy chained. We're not doing anything really overly complicated, so daisy chaining them is going to work. Oh, and of course we have the Freak 16s. These are some of my favorite strobes, especially for the price. For sound, we're going to be setting up the Yamaha DSR 115s in the backside. And then we've got the EV ETX 18 subs. Of course, my console's over here with the Pioneer S9 featuring the reloops and the Yamaha MG06X mixer with the Audio Technica 3000 series microphone. For the lighting control, we have CompuShow with the SDE. We got 7 universes out, but we're only using 1 today. And we have the MIDICon Pro, which will be controlling CompuShow, and we'll also be running Beyond. Chad's already working on that back pipe and drape. We're gonna use the ADJ Ecos to give it a really cool glow. We're gonna have the Ecos kind of back there against the bleachers. And yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to see how that turns out. Other crew over here, you can see they're getting everything laid out. We already have the cannon set up. Okay, so this whole thing looks to be roughly around 16 amps full, but even then, this connection got a little bit warm, and a slightly warm connection means that it's pulling more power than this can draw. And part of it is because of the voltage drop, because we're having to run that cable roughly about 100 feet. So there is a voltage drop. So I went ahead and ran a second cable and connected it. Even though it's a slightly warm to the touch, you got to remember how thick this rubber is and how much it insulates. So in reality, it's a heck of a lot hotter. If you don't believe me, just unplug it and touch it against your skin. You're like, ow! Pretty much it is a fire hazard. We want to make sure to take that out. So now I got to sit here and just clean up these cables, make them look pretty like that, and we'll be good. You can see Chad right now is listening to something called spangle, which sounds like a sexual harassment term. Spangle, 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 spangle. Gravity is not our friend. Before we raise the pipe and drape up, Chad is now setting up the Eco UV LEDs. These are the DMX, the Plus versions, to light up the entire pipe and drape. So he's working on that right now. So far looking great. We can really start seeing the laser beams starting to form a little bit. There it is there. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a quick tour of this. Beautiful rig, look at that. Oh Lord, this is gorgeous. Hey everybody, Arnaldo Loftman of 4 Schools Only. We are here at George Jenkins' 2018 Homecoming, part of the Wild for the Night tour. We are about halfway done. It's been an absolutely incredible tour. Want to show you not just what it's going to be definitely the best homecoming ever, but one of the coolest the Polk County has ever seen. Lots of glow-in-the-dark stuff, lots of lights. Let's go ahead and turn the floods to some of the colors here so you guys can see what's going on. All right, first of all, the entire gym is laid out in flood. So no matter where you go, there are no dark corners, and we do this on purpose because there's honestly no bigger buzzkill than having the gym lights on. We want to make sure everything's safe, so you saw a second ago our emergency lights and everything else on. Let's go ahead and fade down the floods, and we're going to go into our laser effect. Now we are running 5 individual lasers. And one of the important things about 4 Schools Only is that we do have a variance. Variance is basically a government license to run these things. You'll see that they don't go too low, because if they hit you in the eyes, it's gonna hurt. So we make sure that the lasers are all perfectly aligned so it's above everybody's heads, even if they try crowd surfing. However, everybody loves that feeling of the lasers cutting through them. For that, we have a laser or a special effect called the sniper. Now the sniper, what it is very similar to our moving lights, but it almost creates a laser type effect that can be safely created across the floor or the crowd. And we can also do beam effects. We can hit mirror balls if we have a mirror ball or anything like that. And we also have our centerpiece, which is called the Warlock. So let's take down these snipers, and we're gonna bring up the Warlock. The Warlock just gives a beautiful, what in the industry is called a moonflower effect. All you need to know is tons of really cool beams. Notice that despite all that haze, where you can see the smoke in the air, it's not thick, it's not smoky in here, and that's because we use a special kind of FDA-approved haze, which is non-asthmatic, doesn't smell horrible, and it doesn't block any kind of visibility at all. Let's bring these lights down and bring the black lights. Now, the black lights are my favorite because that's what this theme's all about. And you'll see that the pipe and drape is all glowing in the dark. Rather than using traditional uplights, we're using our black lights, our super wide black lights, to be able to just completely flood everything through. We have our glow in the dark bubbles. Now we don't run them enough where it's going to be a slip resistant or a slipping issue. It's not a safety issue at all, but it is the coolest effect ever. So we'll turn on the bubble machine here. And you can see that the bubbles glow in the dark. It is an absolutely incredible effect. Last but not least, let's talk about the entrance area, because that's where the theme really comes in. We've got a couple massive black light cannons in the hallway. We have our black pipe and drape, and then we also hung our confetti. We made really large versions of our confetti. It is 1 foot by 2 inches wide, so mega-fetti, I guess. So you can see that despite the hallway lights being on for safety, you can still see all the lights and everything glow. It's a really cool effect. So this is George Jenkins High School's 2018 Homecoming, 4 Schools Only production during our Wild for the Night tour. Any questions, or if you're interested in having us go out to your school and show you what it means to rock with the best, give us a call at 863-703-0357, or check us out on the web at forschoolsonly.com.
Vamos a ir a una playa en Puerto Rico hasta que las olas griten ay bendito para que
Sophomores, bring back juniors and seniors. Put him up, and clap, 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 clap. I want to welcome you to your 2018 homecoming. Let's make this the most lit in Polk County. Come on.
nuts. Chad, was it cray?
Oh, dude, it was cray-cray.
It was ridiculous. It was so damn hot. I pretty much had like a posse up here the whole time because they were wanting to jam out, but I didn't want people like getting in the way of the fan or anything. So like these dudes were keeping everybody from getting in. They were like helping us out, so that was pretty cool. Plus, I know some of the kids here because they're friends with my kids, and it was absolutely incredible. We had a blast. Now, you know what to do. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, etc. Gear It First, 4 Schools Only, Arnaldo Offerman, Chad, Justin's over there, and Amy's breaking down all that pipe and drape. And my goodness, I am like, bro, I'm dirty. Have a good night. God bless. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Gear It First, honest reviews, incredible gig logs, lots of tips and tricks, and more tutorials than any other YouTube channel. I guarantee it or your money back.